Hello, everyone. So, today's topic is why switching engineering majors isn't a big deal. So, if you're already in your first year, second year, or final year of whatever major you picked in engineering and you're having these doubts whether you chose the right major in engineering, if you are an individual who is beginning to question whether you chose the right major, then stick around for this video and hopefully the information I'm about to share helps you make a decision or just gives you some peace of mind. Alright, so let's get started. First one here I have is engineering majors are just labels. Know that all engineers share the same similar foundation, and that's really what matters when an employer is looking to hire you. So just know that the core subjects like mathematics, physics, problem solving, and analytical thinking are common across all the engineering disciplines. This is what makes it important of being an engineer. Employers look for the engineering mindset. This is what makes it key. Being an engineer, it's basically having the ability to be a critical thinker and an innovator and having that technical knowledge. This is what employers are looking for when they're hiring an engineer. Ultimately, your major in the end isn't going to matter. Just know that when you land that job, everything you learn in that role is pretty much going to be new. You're going to learn everything you need to know in that job. Next slide. So skills you learn are transferable. Engineering skills translate across disciplines. So project management, teamwork, research, and data analysis are universal in all the engineering roles. Understanding engineering principles, forces, materials, thermodynamics is valuable regardless of your specialization. So employers care more about your ability to solve problems and think critically than about your specific major. Let me just repeat that. Employers care more about your ability to solve problems and think critically than about your major. I'm not telling you to don't make that change. If you want to make that switch to a different major, do it. But just know that it's not that important. And just having this foundational skills or the skills you learn just being an engineer in general are a lot more important than the major you're picking. Next slide. It's all about the degree, not the specialization. Kind of like I mentioned before. So an engineering degree is what opens the doors, not your major. An engineering degree shows that you have the technical skills to excel in a variety of roles. Whether you're a mechanical, civil, electrical, or software engineer, all engineers share a common problem-solving framework. This is what matters. It's easier to transition between roles in engineering than it is to shift from one field with a non-engineering background. So what I'm basically saying here is if you are thinking of changing your major, just know that later in your career you could really switch. You could transition roles, so you could easily become, if you graduate with a mechanical engineering degree, you could easily become an electrical engineer later in your career, or you can become a software engineer. Actually pretty common in today's workforce. Now if you're thinking of being an engineer and maybe switching into the medical field as far as like being a nurse or a doctor, then that's a whole different story. Next slide. Focus on what you enjoy. This is probably one of the most underrated statements, and I know you hear it a lot in high school. At least I did. You pick a major that you're going to enjoy. Don't follow the money, right? Don't stress about your major. Focus on what interests you. If you want to be an engineer, honestly, pick whichever major you'd like. I just happened to have picked mechanical, and honestly mechanical kind of touched a little bit of everything, which was nice. Pursue the engineering discipline that excites you the most. Passion for your field can make a big difference in how successful you are or you're going to be. As you grow in your career, you'll naturally find opportunities to expand into the other areas or roles. Engineering is about curiosity, learning, and growth. Find what aligns with your strengths and interests. Slide. Key takeaways. So takeaways focus on the big picture. All engineering degrees provide a strong foundation for problem solving and critical thinking. Switching majors doesn't limit your career potential. It's a way to explore new interests while leveraging your engineering skills. Don't get caught up in finding the perfect major. Focus on gaining knowledge and experience. Your career path will unfold naturally. Like I said before, a lot of engineers end up being in a different role than what they majored in. In the end, what matters is just getting your degree and getting out there and getting your first job. And then from there, it's just trying out the different roles and seeing what you like best.